Hey, what's up guys? Janine here. So it's been quite some time since I made a video, and I wanted to come back and do an update on life post-op, post-VSG surgery. So I guess we should start off by saying on my last video, I think I was talking about the reasons why I got it, but I'll kind of touch on that in this one as well. It is June 2017. I'm officially 1 year post-op. Okay, start from the beginning. My highest weight was 281, I believe, and I'm 5'10", so thank goodness I am tall. So I was able to kind of hide my height a little bit with hide my weight with my height a little bit. But after a while, it sure did show. So this is just going to be basically a talking video. If you guys have any questions about VSG surgery, you can definitely leave comments below. And my best friend and I actually have an Instagram page, and I'll link that down below. It's VSG_squared. She had her surgery a few months before I did, so she is also 1 year post-op. Go Raquel. And so if you have any questions, you can either contact us there, or you can leave comments down below. Not a problem. Okay, so like I said, my highest weight was 281, and before my pre-op surgery diet, which is when you have to basically get your body prepared for VSG. Because if you don't know what VSG is, vertical sleeve, it's a vertical sleeve, about to knock over something. Vertical sleeve surgery. It's a weight loss surgery. It is when the doctor takes out a portion of your stomach. I don't want to give exact numbers because I don't know how much some doctors take out. Sometimes it's 75%, sometimes it's 85%. So it just depends on where you go and what your surgeon does. So basically they make this the stomach smaller, and you are only limited to a certain amount of food, and you have to go through a lot of channels to, you know, prepare for the surgery, as far as like speaking to a dietitian. You have to I'll do another video on how to like get approved by insurance and everything. I'm not sure what I spoke about in my previous video, but I'll get into that in another video. But anyhow, so they take out a portion of your stomach, and therefore it makes it so that you can only eat a certain amount. After surgery, you pretty much have to reintroduce food back to your stomach. So I picked vertical sleeve because there were other options. You can get bypass, or you can gastric bypass, or you can get the RNY. I felt for me that the VSG surgery was going to be best for me, so that's the one I got. I did go to a seminar. I spoke with one of the staff from the doctor's office. I asked tons of questions. I went on message boards, I went on forums, I went on Instagram pages. Get as much information as you possibly can. And I just want to start off by saying one more thing. Yes, you lose weight, and yes, it's amazing, and you'll see a lot of people showing before and after pictures and everything, and that is great. But I want people to understand that this is definitely not like an easy way out. I know a lot of people tend to think that weight loss surgery is an easy way out. A lot of people get weight loss surgery because they feel like that's their last resort. They've tried to lose weight for numerous years, and they've gone up and down in weight. So it's okay to get caught up in the hype of, oh my god, I'm gonna get to go shopping and do all this and that, which it is fun, you know, being able to have a new body. But there's a lot of other things that go with having weight loss surgery. Some people do have complications. I'm not going to say that, you know, that's not possible. Some people do have complications. I will get into what I had post-op, and I don't want it to seem like it's a trendy thing, like that's just a quick fix for people, because it's not a quick fix and it's not easy, because even after you have surgery, you can still regain weight. And you can still throw your body off. You have to train yourself. You have to learn new behavior, and you have to learn from mistakes. You will make mistakes. That will happen. And if someone tells you you don't get like that hungry feeling, and you don't crave certain things, that's not the truth. As I said before, When I woke up after surgery, I had to pee. I asked my mom, my husband, and I wanted a sandwich from the bodega. I could not think about anything else but a sandwich from the bodega. So, which they don't even have bodegas in North Carolina, but my mind just went back to bodega sandwich, and I was just like, I need it. But I still get hungry and all that, and other people do as well. And you still crave certain things. You have to, it's a lot of learned behavior, and you have to surround yourself with people that are going to support you, and you have to also mentally, that's a huge thing, it's a mental thing. You really mentally have to be strong for this. It's not just about you're going to lose weight and you're going to buy smaller clothes. If I look to the sides, because my doggy's over there, she's waiting for my husband to get back home, so she's looking out the window. Okay, back to my starting weight, 281. Before my pre-op diet, which was basically you do liquids, like soups and stuff like that, protein and everything, and popsicles, jello, to prepare your body for surgery. Basically, you're trying to shrink your liver down so that the liver's not in the way when the surgeon is trying to perform the surgery for you. So, pre-op surgery diet, weight was 274. After the week of doing that, I went down to 264, and then now I'm a year out, and I fluctuate between 165 and 171. My goal was 175. I realized when I reached 175, it was kind of like I wanted to go a little lower, even though everyone else is telling me you lost enough weight, you don't have to lose any more weight. I like the 165, 171 kind of range, and I'm fine with that. I know when I start building more muscle, if I do, I may gain more weight, but I do want to stay within that kind of range. I went from a size 16, 18 to about a 6'8" now. I don't think I want to get into a 4. I think if I got into a size 4, then it would freak me out a little bit, but if it happened, it happened. But I know I see some people that are like my height that had surgery, and they started heavier than I did, and they're actually like a size like 2, 4, and I don't know, I think for me, I feel like my head will just start to look like really big, and yeah. So basically, I'm a year out, and I want to tell you guys, I do not regret this decision at all. This is the best decision that I've ever made in my life, besides like marrying my husband, I guess, and besides choosing my best friend as my best friend and other things, and adopting my new doggy. But this is the best decision I made for myself. That's what I'll say. And some people say they wish they would have done it earlier in life. I don't know if I wish I would have done it earlier. I think right now is when I needed to do it. I don't know if before I would have been headstrong enough to do it. So I'm happy that I did do it now. I researched it and I kind of went into it. I had a really great support team. Like I said, you have to have people around you that are going to support you. And people have to understand that you're going to start losing weight. You're going to start looking different. You're going to start feeling different. And you're going to see things different. Things that you may have tolerated or been afraid to do when you were heavier, or just uncomfortable, because of your weight, physically and mentally uncomfortable, you may want to try those things now. And so you just need people that are going to understand the journey and what's coming and be there to support you. So going back to health, I was saying you can have complications with the surgery. Basically, I'm not going to get into what other people can have. I say go, like I said, go on forums, go on Facebook groups, go on Instagram, whatever. But for me, I had a really bad heartburn. And that was probably the worst for me because I've never actually experienced heartburn. I had heartburn for a few months after surgery, and I was like paranoid because I did read in some message boards that some people had permanent heartburn after that, and it was horrible because I was like, when I slept, it was just uncomfortable. Whenever I ate something, it was uncomfortable. It was just always uncomfortable, and I could not get past it. And so I ended up going on 2 different types of medication, and I don't have them in front of me right now, but I'll try to write them down below. If I do forget, then just ask me, whatever, and I'll try to recommend that to maybe talk to your surgeon you know, talk to your surgeon and see if that works for you. So that was my only complication, to be honest. Okay, so right after surgery, which it actually made me have to stay in the hospital a few days longer, because some people only stay like, I think 2 nights. I had to stay for I think 4 nights I stayed, because I just could not get past the heartburn. It was just really horrible. Also, when I had surgery, it brought on my period, and that happens to some people. It's just your body going through trauma, and so it brought on my period like the night of the surgery. Like all of a sudden it was just like, hello, and it just came out of nowhere. And so yeah, that happened. And then but it was okay. And like after surgery, you're gonna be weak, should be thirsty, you're gonna be I did pee right away. So I know some people, they have to wait till they, you know, pee or whatever. I did have to go to the bathroom. Like I said, I asked my mom, my husband, I had to pee, and I wanted a sandwich. So that's what I remember waking up. My surgeon, who did I go to? I went to Dr. Scott Bovard at Bariatric Specialists of North Carolina, and their office is located in Cary, their main office. I have nothing bad to say about Dr. Bovard. Dr. Bovard was amazing, and he knew I was terrified, which I'm pretty sure most people are terrified going into this. Even though you've researched it and you know this is the decision that you want to do, you still tend to be a little nervous about it. And he was really good. Before surgery, he came into the room and he spoke to me, and yeah, we were good to go. And after that, I will admit I've been a sucky post-op patient. I haven't gone to all of my post-op appointments, but it's just because I've been working. As you guys know, my husband and I own a shop, Signs and Apparel, and we have just been trying to bust our ass, and that's pretty much what our life is. It's just working. The scars. So I actually had 4 incisions. One was in my belly button. One was like by in between my boobs, like underneath it, and then 2 on the side. Unfortunately, I do keloid. My doctor did try to use a certain stitch method and everything, so it can reduce the keloiding, but my skin just keloids. There's nothing I can really do about it. I was just lucky that when I got piercings and tattoos, like, they didn't keloid. But if I get any kind of like cut, like a major cut, I'm gonna keloid. So I'm not really upset about that. I knew going into it, that was probably a possibility, and they're not big or anything, and whatever. I'd rather take the keloids out over being unhealthy or whatever. But yeah, so I knew going into it that was a possibility I would get keloids, and I'm not regretting it because of that. The reason why I got the surgery, one was to lose weight. I do have PCOS, and I do have thyroids, and so I'm trying to figure out other methods to lose weight so I can get pregnant and have a healthy pregnancy. It's not just getting pregnant for me. I want to have a healthy pregnancy. I want my baby to be as healthy as possible and not have any stress because of my health issues or whatever. So once you're a year out, the doctor, you know, says it's okay to conceive. Husband and I did start trying, and I'll probably make some videos about that. I don't know. Here's my thing about the TTC videos. Like, I'll go into it. I'll talk about different things I'm doing, because I do have a bunch of supplements that I'm taking. I've been taking them for about a month and a half now. I want to do a video on that. But I don't know if, like, hopefully when I do get pregnant, and if I do get pregnant, I don't know if I'm going to have my baby on YouTube. I'm kind of weird about that. So I'll talk about it, but yeah. That's besides the point. I'm jumping way too far ahead of myself. Anyhow, so after surgery, I stayed with my mom for a little bit just so I can recover and recoup. And I remember, because they always say keep walking, because you get gas. everybody's going to tell you what to bring to the hospital and what, you know, emergency stuff you should have. The hospital, for the most part, is going to have everything you need besides like chapstick and like Gas-X strips and Isopure. Do not listen. If your doctor tells you to get Isopure, you can do it on your own, but I do not recommend Isopure. That stuff was gross. And for some reason, like after surgery, your taste buds change, because there were things that I liked before surgery and I cannot eat them now, and things that and vice versa. Like there are things that I couldn't eat before surgery because I was just like, ugh, it's gross, it grosses me out, and now I can eat like mozzarella sticks, which I know people are like, why are you eating mozzarella sticks post-op? It's cheese. I just wanted to try a little bite of it because it didn't seem to gross me out, whereas it always grossed me out. I would not say that I eat mozzarella sticks on the norm. For the most part, I do eat healthy. And I actually like eating healthier now. It's funny. I actually enjoy it. But mayonnaise, post-op mayonnaise just did not work with me. I'm still trying to work with eggs. I don't know. For some reason, eggs just don't do it for me anymore. For a while, they actually gave me really bad gas. And now I eat them, and I'm just like, it just tastes like this mushy, like the consistency just really kind of grosses me out. I don't know why. So, and then it just has like, I don't know, it just has like no flavor to me. And I know some people are gonna say, well, add cheese to it. I was eating a lot of cheese. I was actually doing like the ricotta melt. A lot of, if you're into VSG, you'll hear about that, the ricotta bake, whatever. That's when you put ricotta cheese and sauce and cheese and put it in a cup and microwave it, and it's really good. It's filling. But I was starting to like really become obsessed with it, and so I was like, I gotta slow down with my dairy and my cheese. So the only dairy I really take in now, hey baby girl, the only dairy that I really take in now is yogurt. My milk, I always did like almond milk or something, but I do almond or coconut. But I really tried to limit my cheese. I haven't had cheese for quite some time now. So and like I said, you'll learn different things that your new body wants and doesn't want. And and talking about that, you'll what is it called? Dumping syndrome. Okay. So, and I'm just kind of touching on things, like I said, put questions down below. I'm just kind of rambling things that I've learned over this year post-op. Dumping syndrome. You'll hear about that. So basically, dumping syndrome is when you, for me, it's when either you eat too fast or you eat something you're not supposed to be eating, i.e. greasy foods, i.e. just something that is just way too fatty or something, or you didn't chew. You want to make sure you chew so you're not making yourself sick and coming back up. And also if you eat too fast, like I said. I've only had dumping syndrome once. Knock on wood. I've only had it once in the entire time post-op. Okay, and so here's what happened. I think I was about, because I was still at my mom's house, so I was probably about a month or so out post-op. And I had a little container. You're gonna eat out of all these little containers. Everyone's gonna tell you eat out of kitty stuff and little bowls. I say just like the little like ramekin bowls, or like little serving size bowls like that. That's what I eat off of. I eat off my little like, I still eat off of little plates. I don't do big plates. I actually find it a little intimidating, and I find it kind of like, not gross, but just kind of like intimidating to me. So I still use small plates, and I still use little small containers. I don't use the little baby forks anymore, because, you know, let's be for real. It's not like you have to use kitty stuff. You can just have small stuff. So anyhow, I made a little small thing of tuna with a little bit of mayonnaise, and I was talking to my best friend when I was eating it. I was on the phone. That was my #1 mistake. When you start eating stuff like solids or anything, you want to make sure you're focusing on your food and not distractions. I had the TV going and I was talking on the phone. So of course when you're doing that, you're like, well, I know, that's crazy. I know, right? That's crazy. Oh, hold on. What did she just say? I'm watching this show, and she said something. Hold on one second. I know, did you see that other? So that's what you're doing the whole time. So you're not paying attention to actually eating. And when you're post-op, you want to make sure that you kind of spread your food out a little bit. You don't want to spread it out too much, because I think that's what they call like grazing or something like that. You don't want to keep like eating like throughout a whole hour, which I had to get used to that after this incident that happened. I'm telling you guys about, because I was terrified. It terrified me after this. So I'm eating, and then I look down, and then I realized that most of the tuna was gone, and only like 8 minutes had passed. So, I'm talking to my friend, I'm talking to my best friend, I'm talking to Raquel, and then I was like, hey Ray, I think I gotta go. Like, I'm getting really sweaty. I was like, oh God, I think it's happening. And she's like, oh no, what did you do? And I was like, I just kept eating, and I was talking and watching TV, and I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, oh snap, I think this is about to happen. Hung up the phone with her, and it was like, whoosh. The sweat was coming down. I was panting. My stomach was like, no, you didn't. And you gonna stay up there? Sit down, thank you. And this, my stomach is like, no, my dog's about to pass by. Here we go. There goes her ear. You want to leave? You're messing up my story. Okay, go ahead. Keep it moving. Thank you. Bye bye. So she's like, so my stomach was like, no, you didn't. And then next thing I know, not to get TMI, but everything that I ate came out this way and that way. So that's when I learned not to do that, and that was just from eating too fast. And I think also from the mayonnaise, to be honest. Like, that's the reason why now I can't do mayonnaise. I don't do mayonnaise at all. And it could be because the eggs are in there. I have no idea, but I tried to eat eggs, mayonnaise another time. My mouth got really like foamy, which that's another sign of, like, you know, your body is just rejecting it, and it just felt like the foamies, that's what they call it. And I was just like, okay, nope. But I didn't get sick that time. My body was letting me know, I don't think you want a repeat of what happened last time. So that was that. The one thing that my dietitian actually told me, she was saying that, oh, and I think I said eating too fast, eating something you're not supposed to eat. And I guess eating too much, I should say that as well. So my dietitian told me, when you know that you're eating too much, under your rib cage, it's gonna start to hurt. Like, you'll feel like pressure, and that's when you know you're getting close to your you know, when you're getting full. So ever since she told me that, sorry, I thought she was coming back in here. Ever since she told me that, I've kind of like paid attention to that. I try not to go past that point. Even if something is really good, even if I have like one little bite, which that's another thing you have to learn, because we're so used to like finishing our plates, finishing your plate, finishing your food. Even if I have one little bite left, it's like a teeny ass bite, and I'm like, I can finish the bite, and I try to tell myself you can finish it, and then I feel that tightness, and I'm like, you know what, it's not even worth it. My stomach is telling me I'm done. And that's why I say it's a mental thing, it's a learning experience. It's not just gonna be like you lose weight and then you're gonna be like magically know when to stop, because you still gotta like train yourself. So that's that. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so actually okay, after that incident happened, sorry. So after that incident happened, I was afraid to like eat, like I would take one bite, wait 5 minutes, I would look at my watch, my phone, another bite, 5 minutes, and that is a horrible thing to do. The reason why it's bad is because you're basically making your stomach kind of like snack for a while, and it's not actually getting that you know, that knowledge of becoming. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. My doggy is like, Naomi, are you coming back in here? Okay. So your body is not understanding like when it's gonna get full. So because you're just like you're taking way too long. Hold on a second. Come in here. All right, I'll leave the door open. She wants to see me. She's crying. So you're taking too long eating, and so you're not letting your body know when you're actually full and when you're satisfied. So that's not a good thing to do either. Don't graze, don't do that. You could snack throughout the day, but you want to wait, you know, a few hours in between or whatever before you eat, because then you can eventually make this little tiny stomach bigger again. I don't think it's gonna be as big as it originally was, like, but you can stretch your stomach. So you do want to pay attention to that. So I'm almost at 25 minutes. I've been yakking, and like I said, if you guys have questions, basically ask me. As far as post-op stuff, like I said, this year has been really interesting. How do people react to me? I think I'm gonna do a separate video. I think I'm gonna stop this one in a second and do a video on how you were treated post-op, because that is something that I really think people should know. Yeah, so that's my experience post-op. My mom is calling me, and I'm going to hang up now. Not hang up. I'm gonna pick up her phone call, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Put your questions down below. Check us out on VSG _squared. If you're about to get sleeved, welcome to the Losers Bench. If you have any questions, please send them our way. We have no problem with answering questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya. Bye.